one who can stand, would you stand in reverence to the word of God? I didn't know we had the Temptations in here. Amen. Man, very good, very good. David Ruffin sound pretty good, didn't he? Amen. 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 All right. I thought I heard Melvin in there too. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you, God. Thank you, God's grace. Woo, man. I feel like shouting right now. Thank you. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. I want to share with you for a few moments from the 8th chapter of the book of Jeremiah. And in the 8th chapter, beginning with verse 21, I'm going to read verses 21 and 22. When I get to 22, let's read that together. But let me read verse 21. For the hurt of my poor people, I am hurt. I mourn and dismay has taken hold of me. Let's read verse 22. Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physician there? Why then has the health of my poor people not been restored? Amen. Turn to your neighbor, say, neighbor, there is a balm in Gilead. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. I want to just share with you for a few moments from that 22nd verse. It's a question. It's a question. Is there no balm in Gilead? You know, the issue of healing and suffering have raised tremendous theological questions throughout history. Someone said that if God was all powerful, why would there be evil in the world? When we look at this question of, is there no balm in Gilead? It doesn't just raise a question of what you're going through, but it also raises the question of what type of God do you serve? To ask this question does not mean that you do not have any faith, for it is human to question. Jesus asked God in Gethsemane. He said, Father, if it be thy will, remove this bitter cup. Oh, my questions are natural consequence of my humanity. And when one is sick, when one suffers disease, one raises the question, from what source shall my healing come? The devil told God, says, the only reason that you have spared Job is because you have not allowed me to touch him. Job was already suffering, but the devil told God, said, if you let me attack his body, he'll curse you to your face. There are so many of us who are going through Job-like experiences. Cancer is a Job-like experience. But let's don't limit the question of healing and suffering to those who are suffering from cancer. Let's extend it to those of us who are suffering from relationship disjunctions. Let's put it to those who are suffering from senses of loss of self-esteem. Is there no balm in Gilead? Well, maybe someone needs to ask the question, what is a balm? I didn't say a bum, I said a balm. A balm is a salve that is applied to something that is wounded. I don't know what your wound is. Doesn't have to be a cut or a break. But a salve is applied to a wound. In the Bible, the question of a balm was asked, is there a balm in Gilead? There are, in Bible times, the balm that they had was what was called opobalsam. Opobalsam. And it was brought to Israel by the Queen of Sheba. And then they began to discover that there was a tree that had a resin that it secreted that had healing power. And so people would apply this balm to wounds or to hurts and pains in order to heal the pain. Lord have mercy. There are different balms for different pains. I don't think y'all understand what I said. Some of us try to use the wrong application. For different pains. You tried everything, and your pain caused you to raise the question again. Is there a balm in Gilead? But why Gilead? You see, you need to understand it's where you go to find the right balm. I don't think y'all understood me. The balm in Gilead is more potent than the balm in Jerusalem. Many of us want to go to Jerusalem, the city of David, to find healing. But in Gilead, that little old outpost out there in the country, that place where priests and big shots don't inhabitate. In Gilead, there is healing because the tree that has the resin and the balm is in Gilead. Oh, I tried everywhere to find healing for my pain. It caused me to question God and myself. Is there a balm in Gilead? But I want you to understand that sometimes what you feel and what you see may not be the way God intends for it to be. There is an answer for every question. I remember when I was a young man in high school, I used to be the high school manager for the football team. And we would have what we call a balm, red hot, that we would apply to the muscles of the football players when they had cramps. You didn't give them salt pills for muscle cramps. You had to take those legs and take that balm and rub it, rub it, and rub it, and rub it, and rub it. And when I have my question, is there a balm in Gilead? God is asking me to answer that question by saying to myself, have I rubbed hard enough? You see, the balm doesn't do any good if you don't rub. Is there a balm in Gilead? Sometimes I become frustrated by what seems to be the inactivity of God and the lostness and the frailty of my illness, and I begin to feel like I'm all alone and there's no way that I can be healed from my despair. And that question comes again, is there a balm in Gilead? Somebody got that question this morning? Somebody raising, somebody struggling with the question, is there a balm? Well, let me go flip over to the New Testament, where a man named blind Bartimaeus went down by the roadside that led from Jerusalem to Jericho. And he went down there because he heard that a man named Jesus was going to be passing by. Now, I don't know how long he had to wait on Jesus. You see, one thing about cancer is that cancer will attack you and it will work on you for a while. Or it just depends upon the person how long it works. And one of the biggest things that we deal with is when we hear that we have cancer or we know someone who has cancer, the first thing that comes to mind is death. But I want to submit to you this morning a proposition. And my proposition is that whenever you hear the word cancer, then think the word Jesus. I don't want you to mistake the medicinal necessities of having to deal with cancer. I don't want you to neglect the fact that there may be suffering and pain up ahead. But I also want you to understand that what's ahead does not negate the fact that your Jesus is behind you on his way to where you are to enable you to get to where up ahead is. Oh, Bartimaeus went and sat there however long it took. Oh, I know this breast cancer, this lung cancer, this prostate cancer, this brain cancer, this liver cancer, all these infections in my body may seem like they will never end, but I want you to know something, that God is a God of life, and life began the day you were born into this earth, and life will continue no matter how you end up leaving this earth. Bartimaeus had enough sense to know that he had to go and sit there by the roadside and wait on Jesus. The question, is there a balm in Gilead was a question mark. But as blind Bartimaeus sat there, blind Bartimaeus cried out, Jesus! And when he cried out, Jesus, all of a sudden, the curve in the question mark began to bend a little bit. They told him, said, shut up. He said, Jesus. The question curve began to bend just a little more. They said, shut up. He said, Jesus. And all of a sudden, the question mark became an exclamation mark. Jesus, Son of God, Son of God. Jesus! And all of a sudden, the answer to the question, is there a balm of Gilead, became, there is a balm. Somebody needs to tell the devil, there is a balm in Gilead. There is a balm in Gilead. That balm that will heal my pain. That balm that will fix my relationships. That balm that will take me where I need to go. There is a balm in Gilead. Jesus. 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 God is a healing God. I think in this morning that if it was not for the Lord that was on my side, where would I go? You don't have to sit hopelessly. You don't have to be without hope, because God is a source of hope. He's a sure hope in a time of trouble. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Does somebody trust him this morning? Does somebody trust him this morning? Does somebody trust him this morning? Can he heal a leper? Can he give a blind man sight? Can he raise the dead? Can he fix a broken heart? Can he take me on my way? You ought to get up out of your seat and say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me through. Thank you for standing by me. Thank you for providing for me. Jesus. 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 I submit to you this morning that this God that we serve is the answer to every question that you might have. He's a God of answers. He's a God of power. And when you feel like your daylight hours have turned to darkness, when you feel like your joy has turned to sorrow, when you feel like there's no other hope, then you turn to him. All you got to do is whisper silently, Jesus. Jesus. It's an affirmation. It's an affirmation in the midst of the questioning. It's an affirmation in the midst of the sorrow. It's an affirmation in the midst of the pain. Jesus. Jesus. What a friend we have in Jesus. What a friend. 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 If somebody lost hope this morning, or somebody on the verge of losing hope, have you been running and searching and waiting on your blessing, on your breakthrough, on things to happen from God? Well, all you got to do is look up, because he's about to pass you by. Jesus. Jesus. Don't let your doubts, don't let your fears, don't let your pain, don't let what people say to you cause you to not recognize that healing is on its way. Healing is on its way. There is. Somebody said there is. Wait a minute. I said, oh, there is. There is a balm in Gilead. There is a balm in Gilead that can heal not just the body, but a sin-sick soul. Turn your question marks. You wonder how you're going to make it tomorrow? You wonder where you're going next? There is. I hope I can encourage somebody. There is. Sister, there is. Brother, there is a balm Didn't come from a tree. It was worn on a tree. Somebody died and bled. And on that tree, that blood, which is the balm of Gilead, flowed for you and me. Is there somebody this morning that would like to give their life to Christ or rededicate their lives to God or join the church?